In the era of constant pursuit of happiness and personal fulfillment, love is often portrayed as the pinnacle of the human experience, as the elixir that completes our lives and leads us to fulfillment. In movies, music, books, and even on social media, we are bombarded with the message that finding love is the key to true happiness. It seems that everyone is in search of this perfect love, as if it were the magical solution to all our problems. But does this relentless pursuit of love really lead us to lasting happiness? We live in a society that often portrays love as the ultimate goal, the supreme conquest that will bring meaning to our lives. In romantic movies, we see passionate couples living happily ever after overcoming all obstacles. On social media, we are bombarded with photos of happy couples on romantic getaways and candlelit dinners. It seems that everyone is in a frantic race to find this idealized love, as if it were the key to personal fulfillment. However, Stoicism invites us to question this narrative. The ancient Stoics, such as Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, taught us that true happiness does not come from external sources, such as romantic love, but from within ourselves. They remind us that we are solely responsible for our own happiness and that relentlessly seeking love can actually lead us away from it. The Stoics invite us to look inward, to cultivate the tranquility and serenity that come from accepting things as they are, rather than as we would like them to be. They remind us that love, while a natural and necessary part of life, should not be the sole focus of our existence. Instead, we should learn to appreciate love when it is present in our lives, but also to let it go when it departs, knowing that we are complete and capable of finding satisfaction within ourselves. It is a powerful and liberating message, especially in a world where we are constantly bombarded with the idea that we need to find love to be happy. The Stoics remind us that true happiness comes from living according to virtue, cultivating healthy and meaningful relationships, and finding satisfaction within ourselves, regardless of our external circumstances. So the next time you find yourself anxious or desperate in search of love, remember the words of the ancient Stoics. Remember that love is a wonderful and enriching part of the human experience, but it is not the only path to happiness. Cultivate the tranquility, acceptance, and serenity that come from within you, and you will find that true happiness is closer than you think. The Stoics offer a unique and profoundly inspiring perspective on love. For these ancient philosophers, love was not just a fleeting emotion, but rather a fundamental aspect of human life that required emotional control, moderation, and the pursuit of self-realization. First and foremost, the Stoics emphasized the importance of emotional control when it came to love. They reminded us that our emotions should not dominate us, but rather be understood and controlled by us. This means not allowing love to lead us to emotional extremes, but rather maintaining a calm and balanced mind, regardless of circumstances. Furthermore, the Stoics highlighted the need for moderation in all things, including love. For them, love should not become an obsession that veers us off the path of virtue and wisdom. Instead, we should love moderately, recognizing that the true value of love lies in its ability to enrich our lives, but not in its domination over us. Lastly, the Stoics encouraged us to seek self-realization rather than seeking external validation through love. They reminded us that we are complete beings capable of finding satisfaction within ourselves, regardless of whether we are in a romantic relationship or not. Love can add value to our lives, but it should not be the sole focus of our existence. These Stoic lessons about love are deeply inspiring and relevant even today. They challenge us to cultivate emotional control, moderation, and the pursuit of self-realization in all areas of our lives, including our romantic relationships. By following these principles, we can find true and lasting happiness that does not depend on external circumstances, but rather on our own inner willingness to live according to virtue and wisdom. By applying Stoic teachings to our modern relationships, we can find an endless source of wisdom and guidance for a more fulfilling and satisfying life. Stoic philosophy offers a practical and inspiring approach to dealing with the challenges and complexities of contemporary relationships. First and foremost, self-awareness is crucial for cultivating healthy and meaningful relationships. We must be aware of our own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors so that we can act deliberately and consciously in our interactions with others. This means taking a pause to reflect on our motivations, recognizing our behavior patterns, and constantly seeking self-improvement. Furthermore, self-love is essential for establishing genuine and rewarding relationships. Before we can truly love others, we must first love ourselves. This involves cultivating a deep understanding and acceptance of who we are, with all our virtues and flaws. By valuing and respecting ourselves, we are able to establish healthy boundaries and build relationships based on mutual respect. Patience also plays a crucial role in our modern relationships. In a world where everything seems to happen instantly, it is easy to become impatient and demand immediate gratification. However, the Stoics remind us of the importance of cultivating patience, especially when it comes to relationships. We must be willing to give time, allowing bonds to develop naturally and without haste. Furthermore, fostering conscious relationships means being present and engaged in our interactions with others. This means listening attentively, demonstrating empathy and understanding, and being truly committed to building authentic and meaningful connections. By adopting a mindful approach in our relationships, we are able to cultivate greater intimacy and depth in our connections with others. Lastly, emotional resilience is essential for navigating the highs and lows of modern relationships. The Stoics teach us to cultivate the ability to deal with adversity with serenity and calm, maintaining a balanced perspective in the face of challenges we face. This means accepting that we will not always have control over external circumstances, but we can control how we respond to them. By cultivating emotional resilience, we are able to face obstacles with courage and determination, staying true to our values and principles. In summary, by applying Stoic principles to our daily lives, we can transform our relationships into sources of growth, learning, and lasting happiness. We must cultivate self-awareness, self-love, patience, conscious relationships, and emotional resilience so that we can live according to the teachings of the ancient Stoics and find true peace and fulfillment in our lives.